Welcome to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz with Jan, Eric, Frank, and we're live. Grand Champions Polo Club at the Valiente Polo Farm on field number 1 for our second semifinal of the 2023 Sterling Cup. We have both of our USPA mounted umpire, Jamie and Brent Maricatani, mounted up in the middle of the field with both teams. So Jan, Eric, Frank, let's get the introduction of the players.
Thank you very much, and also from me, a very good afternoon. So, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, great to be back at Valiente. Please welcome, at number 1 in the blue shirt, the one and only Mr. Bob Janavis. In at number 2, playing off 6 goals, Mariano, a.k.a. Peque Gonzalez Jr. Good afternoon to you, sir. And then, of course, at number 3, Lucas Criado Jr., also playing off 6 goals. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, he's in town, the man you came to see. Give it up for Mr. Adolfo Cambiaso. And now over to the challengers in this semi-final. Tamera at number 1, playing off 1 goals, Alejandro Poma. Good afternoon to you, sir. At number 2, Pedrino Zacharias, playing off 7 goals. In at number 2. At number 3, the 9-goaler, that is Diego Kavanagh. And at number 4, playing the back position of 5 goals, Segundo Saravi. Good afternoon from all of us here, Grand Champions Polo Club, coming to you from Valiente for this, the second semi-final of the Sterling Cup 2023. As I said before, Team Scone already making it through, beating Audi yesterday, waiting for the outcome of this game for the final of the Sterling Cup 2023. So the stage is set, and as was or is to be expected here at Valiente, an absolutely picturesque field that we have the the good luck of being able to watch this semi-final on. Last few words of instructions coming from the sibling duo, the two brothers, Brent and Jamie Maricatani, before we get this 6 chukka semi-final underway. Possibly a little toss of the coin to see who is going to start facing. Well, it's slightly windy, but the wind is not really coming from the north or the south. The wind, I believe, is coming from the northwest, southwest. Thank you very much, Steph. So, Dale, tell me, how excited are you about this second semifinal?
Oh, you got it. We love the high goal polo. As we say we love the polo. We love the high goal polo. So it's great to be back here at the Valiente Polo Farm. And a very, very tight game, actually, in the first half of our first semifinal yesterday. But then Scone just turned it on. And they were on fire at the end. They finished very, very strong. We played on field 3, the Grand Champions Polo Club. So the winner of this will face off. And so this is a tough one here. You know, we haven't seen a couple of the players play here, as I'm very interested in Ali Poma and this combination that he brought together. Now, we're used to seeing Adolfo and Bob and Peque play, but I am very thrilled about seeing Lucas Criado Jr. play because, Jan, when I was 4 goals, I had the opportunity to play with his father, Lucas Criado, when Lucas was 7 goals. Lucas went on to, be 9 goals and just an amazing player. So it was great to see his son. And, of course, I got to play with Mariano Gonzalez, who was Peque's father.
Gotcha.
And we won a lot of tournaments out in California with Pat Nesbitt out there. And Santi, and it was a lot of fun. So it's great to see all these young guys, these young kids coming up, young polo stars, as we call them, just leading the way now. So here we go. First ball's in play. And we are using the challenge system today. We'll have 1 challenge per half in each of the halves. So that's 4 challenges per game, and away we go.
Well, ball had barely been thrown in a matter of maybe 3 or 4 seconds, and we have the first whistle of the play. Quick decision, and no complaints by either of the 2 teams. A hit from the spot, a penalty 5A in favour of the team in the white shirts, Tamera. Play is called, and it looks like it's going to be the man with the number 4 in his shirt, Segundo Saravi, to take this hit from the spot. Here we go then, taps the ball into play. Now it'll be interesting to see how quickly they get their engines running up. That's a nice little backhand here, straight into the run of you-know-who, Senor Cambiaso. Cambiaso In comes the challenge from the number 2, the 7-goaler Pedrino Zacharias. Still in possession here for Tamera. Gets the ball back over the halfway line, hovering behind him. In comes the challenge. The near side backhand hammer from Adolfo, left behind for the number 2. Nice little way to untangle that situation. Little volley shot, and it takes a big swing to try and send that one towards that goal mouth, but it's going to be left once again for the number 3 for the 9-goaler Diego Kavanagh. And he saw a little bit steep, but he saw that he was out on his own at number 1, Alejandro Pomar. Pomar trying to just find a little way. He's got 2 defending players from Valiente either side of him. Now in comes the number 3, Lucas Criado Jr., who turns things around. And of course, Adolfo Cambiasso opens up things very nicely here. Pushed back into their own half once again. The 5-goaler Segundo Saravai just pushing that one back a little bit, creating and finding a little bit of space to work in. A lot of touches so far here from the 5-goaler, the man with the number 4 on his shirt. Once again trying to find someone to play it to, someone who's not being marked, who can maybe take it a little bit further. So far everything's been happening here in midfield on both sides of that halfway line. Ball's back with Cambiasso. 2 blue shirts in the front here. Once again a steal as Tamera. Highly concentrated, you can see. Not wanting to concede if they can. The first goal got pushed a little bit further back into their own half this time. And here we have the second whistle of the game.
Yeah, so both teams are, feeling each other out here early, Jan, and, I figured we'd see that against these 2 teams. They line out so well against each other. So many different players on the field that we don't see play against each other a lot. So they're going to figure each other out, but we are going to get a right-of-way violation here. Remember the right-of-way violation called 80% of the time? It's real simple. When you're driving your car down the highway, when you enter onto the highway, you cannot impede the other cars on the highway. Well, same thing on the polo field. Player with the ball, following the ball, will have the right on the highway, the right area, so you got to enter cleanly. And it looks like we are going to get a timeout.
Well, Dale, you were saying, of course, that in this game there are, of course, challenges not only allowed to be taken by the two teams per half, but also, of course, the umpires themselves can pull a trigger challenge at any given moment if they deem it necessary to do so. So I think this was just a technical issue that the umpires needed to address. So another penalty, 5B from the centre this time, once again in favour of the team in the white shirts, Tamera. And that'll be taken again with a little tap just to get the ball into the half of Valiente by the man with the number 4, Segundo Saravi. Cambiasso putting an end to that offensive play straight away, sending his attacking players back down the field. You can see over there on the left-hand side, he's got Lucas Criado Jr. And as you were saying, Dale, it's I think what we'd like to call first chukka jitters here. Both teams with a lot of respect for each other coming into the semi-final. Once again, a little gap found here by the number 2, Peque Gonzalez. Running into a lot of traffic. Picked up now by the number 3, Kavanagh. But there's nobody back there to pick it up. Janavis just clearing the way, allowing the man with the number 3 on his shirt, Lucas Criado Jr., remember, playing off 6 goals, to take that shot. A lot of talking going on down there on the field. Once again, it's Segundo. Passes it over to the man with the 9 goals to his name, Diego Kavanagh. That's a nice little pass up to the front door, looking for Alejandro Pomar. This is the kind of little opportunity they were hoping for. So close. Really not much in it, and a nice little back shot, and that puts Tamera into the lead with the first goal here of the match.
Go ahead and tell him Curtis, you changed. Right to the center before you blow your whistle.
So, very nice to watch from up here at Valiente, the way they played that, the combination And unlucky there for Alejandro Palmer, but I'm sure he'll be happy that his team nonetheless got the score. So, Dale, half a chukka played, 1 goals. It's very, very touchy-feely here.
Yeah, no, touchy-feely, man. I mean, it's just one of those games we're feeling each other out here early. So, oh, man, look at it. You got all the stars in town. I'm just talking about these guys. Danielle is here, too. Papa, what's up? We were just talking about, we're Pecky Gonzalez family. And Pecky's, on the goal there, it looked like Pedrito to me. We got to ask her. We'll check in the studio here.
So the players very quickly wanted to come back out. Of course, as I say, first chukka jitters, you want to get rid of those nerves. Come back as quickly as you can. There was a nice bit of momentum being built up there. And as I say, Alejandro Palmer nearly getting the first score of this semi-final. And it was Pedrino Zacharias getting that first score.
You know, Jan, some interesting information, which is great here. You know, just talking about Adolfo Cambiaso, coming off his historical 129th Argentine Open win, winning with his son. And there are only 2 people in the world to ever do that. And this is an amazing feat that Adolfo and Perotto brought off. But of course, if you go back, Benjamin Arada and his father, they were actually the first one, Horacio, to win the Argentine Open, father-son duo. And then they did it with their sons, both at 17 years old, and just months apart. So Perotto now is the youngest to win. But Benjamin held the record for a long time.
Yeah, but there's only a couple of weeks and months in it, so they were both 17. But now, of course, when it gets to this sort of level, you have to start counting the weeks, the months, and I'm pretty sure it won't be long before we start counting the hours and the minutes. Here we go, back to the action. Second shot on goal here for the team in white, who got that first opening goal before they went for the courtesy change. And if you've just joined us, a very good afternoon to you.
And I love it when you get Ali Poma pulling the team out in front. He gets out in front, this guy, once he's pulling the team. And it will be a problem for the Valiente team. They need to keep an eye on Ali Poma.
Ball back in play. Valiente now turning up the heat a little bit, pace increasing. Jadavis very close to that ball, told to leave it. Cambiaso straight away onto the man with the number 4. Segundo Saravi trying to find a little way out of that little melee of players. Once again, Valiente able to regain possession. Yeah, a little bit patchy at this moment here, Dale. A little bit patchy.
Yeah, you got a good turn here by Lucas Criado Jr. He's going to bring the ball across the field on the gray pony here. And just, here's a play where we've seen this a couple times. You have a player trying to clear out of the way, but riding over the right-of-way of an ongoing player. It's just a tough play, Remember, you need to take the quickest route out, and that was not the quickest route. The quickest route was right across in front of the gray pony. That would have gave him a true breakaway. Everybody tries to go on defense, but he's going to get called and going to put it to a 5B.
And that was taken very quickly by Adolfo Cambiaso himself. Sends it up to Lucas Criado Jr. Cambiaso now once again on the ball. Goes for a cut shot. Well, that's what you came here for. He just hammers one through there. No mistake. Adolfo Cambiaso picking up the first score for Valiente.
Yeah, this is what you want to see right here. Adolfo using his team very well in front of him and giving him the opportunities at the number 4 position to get shots like that. You got to watch out. That's what works very well. The umpires are going to count it out here as they come back to the center. We're going to click down to a minute 15. And as he said, everyone's going to make it back. And away we go.
And the ball is back in play. Valiente picking up the win of that throw-in. Cambiaso just hovering, sticking very closely to that cluster of players. Tamera now finding a little bit of space to work with. Mobilizing their troops. Here comes one of those long drives from Diego Kavanagh right into the danger zone. A little cut shot is what's needed. Well, the cut shot came. It just wasn't fine enough, and Cambiaso will just let that one trickle over the back line. Down to the last little over 30 seconds here in first chukka.
Yeah, both teams goal to goal now, taking it down in the area. And they're going to try to work the clock here. Yeah, and I figure this is good time management right here, Jan, Eric, Frank. You know you got the possession coming out of the chukker. So there you go. Put your hands together, everybody. That will be the end of our first chukker of play here. 2023 Sterling Cup, 22-goal polo at its finest. Grand Champions Polo Club being played at the Valiente Polo Farm, field number 1. Stay with us. We'll be back for our second chukker of play.
World Polo League, a new breed of polo.
Welcome back to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz with Jan, Eric, Frank, and we're live from the Valiente Polo Farm today, Grand Champions Polo Club, and looks like we're got them all ready to go here. So, Jan, what do you think about that first chukker?
Yeah, that first chukker was a little bit patchy, a lot of respect, I think. Both of these teams coming in, of course, knowing what's at stake here. So just trying to get a feel for the opposition, see also how the ponies are running. So it took, I'd say it was the latter half of that first chukker before they really started showing some of the magic and some of the super polo that we can expect to see here this afternoon. So it's been a little bit thin on the ground as far as goals have been concerned. But, as I said, that momentum starting to take form towards the second half of that first chukker.
Yeah, you can see them kind of feeling each other out. Remember, you got Bobby played in front and back, coming back after a 2-year hiatus.
Yeah.
And so, feeling his positioning. And then also, Dolfo getting his boys to work, get the chemistry going again. And again, a very new team here for Ali Poma.
And barely had the man right in front of us here underneath the commentator's booth with the number 3, Lucas Criollo Jr., wanting to take that ball over the halfway line. He gets interrupted with a whistle. 16 seconds only played here in the second chukker.
Yeah, pretty simple call there. Remember, you could use the ride off in the game of polo, but you need to ride off evenly. And the umpires are looking for too far behind the saddle, too far in front of the saddle. That's just because the way a horse is built, it does make a horse get unbalanced when you do hit them behind the saddle or in front. Good call here. You had a player on a breakaway play. I like the ball movement. You got 30, 40 yards from center, but the bull they bring that ball to center would actually help the defending team or the team that fouled. So you got to make this one hurt on the true breakaway. You got to move it down to the 60-yard shot and the penalty 4, and it's going to be Adolfo Cambiaso.
Yeah, slightly low, and I'm pretty sure it came off a player, but did it come off a defending player? I don't think it did. So he didn't quite get that as airborne, or he got it airborne, but not as high as he might have liked. So Tamera dodging a bullet there. It stays 1 goal apiece, and we're under the 7-minute mark now with a knock-in here for the team in white. Kavanagh Sends it up towards the halfway line. And he nearly got a piece of it there. The man with the number 2, Pedrino Zacharias. Intercepted and straight away taken back. Criado Jr. Again, a lot of talking going on down there. You can hear it very well from where we are here in the commentator's booth. Nicely taken off the sideboards. Man with the number 3 there. Diego Kavanagh, of course, second highest handicap player on the field with 9 goals. Nice little backhand here from Janavis. Cambiasso was just waiting to pick up that ball, and he does so now. Turns on the accelerator, tries to fish that ball back. Yeah, still has possession. Just took his time there and allowing that ball to come, or for him to get in position to take the ball in the better possible way. There's the pass. Back to the number 2. Peque Gonzalez sends it back to Cambiasso. Cambiasso, you can see he's taking aim, sends a nice little pass. This is great combination polo. Just a little bit unlucky there for the man with the number 3 to pick that one up. That, of course, Lucas Criado Jr., and we have another whistle.
Yeah, so he's going to get a mallet on this ball. They takes it down there, but they're going to call the shading call, as it looked like Lucas was kind of falling over the top of that ball. Most of the mallets in those, and well, if you ever know, well, all of our new viewers also remember, you got to play polo with your right hand. So all of those mallets that they're carrying around in their right hand, usually about 49 to 53 inches long, based on the size of the horse and the length of the player's arms. In this case, it looked like Lucas just tried to get too close. He got over the top of it, and that meant the offensive play could not be taken. So they're going to blow that quickly, and it's going to be an open goal penalty 2. And this could be their first over goal penalty 2 of the day.
Lucas Criado will take this one, and he will make no mistake. That is goal number 2. So Lucas Criado Jr. gets Valiente into the lead now by 2-1 with just under 5.5 minutes left to play.
Yeah, always good to see the young players right here doing all the 2s and 3s. Last year, Peque Gonzalez was phenomenal playing with the Valiente team. And so now Lucas Criado Jr. doing the honors, doing a great job. On the backside, it's going to be Adolfo.
Cambiasso once again not wasting any time picking up the ball as it came out of that throw-in. Cambiasso immediately being surrounded there by 2 defenders. Still Cambiasso gets the support, but has it taken off him by Alejandro Pomma, who initially did enough. Yeah, he's a little bit unhappy with that. That ball just jumping over the sideboard from Diego Kavanagh.
Yeah, bad luck here for Diego. My man Diego, when he entered the scene, and Eric Frank, this guy was hot. And if he gets out of there, that ball doesn't bounce out of bounds. He is on a breakaway on the black mare. So here you go. We're going to get a good shot of Adolfo from about 130.
Little cut shot there, a little bit of an angle over to the right-hand side, looking for and finding Criado Lucas Jr. And you can literally see how Lucas went off. Cambiasso just slightly opening his wrist there to send that ball exactly where he wanted, just the finishing not 100%.
Yeah, you got him. A great communication got by the 2 young players. A big ball by Adolfo. He hits to the open spot. It looked like Criado had the opportunity, but great ears, great communication from 2 6-goalers, leaving for Peque. Peque doesn't get the shot he wants, but a good positive possession.
Kavanagh gets things underway once again. Coming up to the 3.5-minute mark here in chukka number 2. Valiente currently in the lead, but Diego Kavanagh might have a good run at this here if he can see it all the way through. That's a nice shot here once again. Diego Kavanagh has to slam on the brakes. What's he going to go for? The under the neck shot. What an incredible angle. And once again, not much in it there. Alejandro Pomma once again finds himself in the perfect position. And very close.
And as I said earlier, the black mare, don't let him get loose on her. This was just a bad luck here when that ball bounced out over the boards. Gave up the possession, changed the possession. Diego Kavanagh gets on the breakaway here and actually hits the approach shot too far.
Yeah.
And then he gives himself a difficult neck shot, so just bad luck there. You know, we've been talking about Cambiasso and his son Peroto. Well, there's been some other records that kind of came up that were kind of interesting. You know, Adolfo was the youngest player to become 10 goals in America. And, well, he did it at 17 years old. But he held that for 15. He actually held that record for 17 years. And guess who's going to break that record? Can anybody guess this one?
I've got an idea, but tell us, Dale.
His son Proto's going to break the record, and he'll do it he's going to do it 15. He's going to be doing it, he's going to be doing it, he's going to be running it right in May, so he's going to beat the record that he held for 17 years. And actually, he held it for 17 years, 8 months, and 15 days.
That's what I'm saying. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty now. So, 3:24 on the clock. Players coming back out. Valiente, led by Adolfo Cambiaso, on the field already, waiting Tamera for the rest of this second chukka. 2 goals so far coming in from Valiente, 1 from Cambiaso and 1 from Lucas Criado Jr. And, of course, 1 from Pedrino Zacharias for Tamera. Play will commence with a knock-in from their own back line here, as you can see.
All good, yep.
And Cambiaso just giving a few words of instructions to his teammates before the umpire calls play. And Cambiaso will, as I say, get the last 3 and just shy of 3.5 minutes left to play here in the second chukka. Cambiaso on the move. Sends it out to the right-hand side. Again, this one-touch polo, which is what we're so much looking forward to seeing. Remember, Dale, tomorrow the WPL will be starting. We'll see a lot of that kind of action, this one-stop, one-touch polo.
All right, so you get a right-of-way violation here once again. Bit of a turn. You are allowed to turn the ball in the polo field, but right there, player coming down the right-of-way. 2.5 strides out. Much as they're going to give them here in this 22-goal polo, it could even get a little bit closer, but with speed like that, they got to go ahead and blow that one. So they're going to drop this one at the spot, though, as no possession. And that becomes a big deal. Remember, when you're moving the ball, possession of the ball. The Tamera team had possession. They'll drop it, or the Valiente team had possession. So they're going to go ahead and drop this one right here from about 130 and take it out by Valiente.
Once again, Valiente standing very solid here back in defense, not allowing that ball to come through because that would have most probably resulted in a score. And as I know you've been preaching to me, Dale, championships are won with a strong defense, and we can see that Valiente here so far with 100% on their defense. Picked up now just before the halfway line by the number 2, by Zacharias. Trying to find a little bit more space to work with. Sends it back up to Diego. Diego tried to take it on the near side. In comes an attempted shot, once again under the neck. Cambiaso faking the backhand. And by doing so, buying a little bit of time and definitely a bit of space in which he can work with. Now we might be seeing the maestro himself trying to run this one. Now look at that pony open up, and that's what it all comes down to. The horsepower has to slam on the brakes. Once again, it's going to be Saravi who stuck with the 10-goaler. Now we've got Diego Kavanagh, couldn't control it. Nice little open backhand. He's got eyes in the back of his head. He saw him moving over to the sideboards. Lucas Criado Jr. Getting a challenge there from Diego Kavanagh. Well, that's what perseverance looks like. And somebody's lost a saddle blanket. Hard ride off here as they go towards or head towards goal. Kavanagh able to just take the sting out of that run. Still Diego Kavanagh cutting once again onto the inside again. Needs a bit of help. Trying to lose that Valiente player, and this is what team play is all about. Here we go then. Once again on the move, Tamera. Nice long drive towards that halfway line. Genavis with a backhand atop. He got a small little piece of it. But again, hovering there was Alejandro Poma. Kavanagh. And that's exactly what Poma was waiting for. Alejandro Poma. Again, a solid backhand from Bob Genavis. Another couple of few seconds to go. Kavanagh has got the time. He opens the shoulders. Now, a shot over all of the heads, but it just goes out to the right-hand side, and that will conclude the end of chukka number 2. So just the one score coming in from Lucas Criado Jr. in this second chukka, leaving them with a lead of 2-1. And we'll be back for chukka number 3 after this short break. Stay tuned on CTV Sports.
We're here at the Santa Rita Polo Farm where the PTF Polo ASSN Junior Tournament is being held for the first time ever at this location. And I mean, could you get a more beautiful venue? Probably not. The tournament includes players of all ages, starting with the youngest at just 2 years old and the oldest at 20 years old. So you've got all ages, all skill levels, and a whole lot of fun. Let's go check it out.
It reminds me of my days when I was in that position playing the kids tournament, and for us it meant the world. So I'm very happy to be here supporting my son and other kids as well, because I think they really enjoy this, and for them it's even more important than for us probably playing the 26 or the 22.
Well, that's a wrap on the PTF Polo ASSN Juniors Tournament at the Santa Rita Polo Farm. So much incredible talent coming up through the ranks. The future is certainly bright for the sport of polo. Now, for more information on the PTF, head to polotraining.org. And of course, head to Chukka TV for all of our awesome content, including full game broadcasts.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Here we go then. Chukka number 3 upon us. And as I say, just that one score in that previous chukka coming from Valiente, Lucas Criado Jr., the only man to have scored, putting Valiente in the lead by 2-1. Valiente on their way back out onto the field.
Okay, guys, you're all ready to go.
So here we go then. Chukka number 3. And of course, we will be bringing you some very interesting, as they always are, stats courtesy of CTV Sports in the halftime interval, so make sure you stick around. Dale Schwetz will be coming to you live on screen to give you a breakdown as well at the end of the game, so make sure you stick around for that. Now, as we watch the players come back out onto the field, we will of course restart the action where it ended just a few moments ago at the end of that second chukka. Still very much anyone's game. Can't really say at this early stage of the game of this semi-final, this very important semi-final, who might have the slight upper hand. So let's see if Tamera, who first of all need to get that very much needed equaliser, if they can do so here now in this, the third chukka. Umpire just lining up the players, about to call play. And it's going to be a knock-in for the team in blue, Valiente, and the one and only Mr. Adolfo Cambiasso gets things underway. And just keep an eye on not only how he gets the ball back or brings the ball back into play, but when he then releases the ball, which on this particular occasion he didn't. Well, that was quite clear. Coming down the line, Segundo Saravi, after Cambiasso wasn't able to control that ball, losing the control, a very obvious and a very clear right-of-way in infringement, a penalty too, based on where it took place on the field. So a chance now, and an early chance here at the top of chukka number 3 for Tamera to get the equaliser. And I'll be very surprised if we don't see Diego Kavanagh himself step up here to convert. Kavanagh Well, for a moment there, I had a bit of my heart skipped a beat. It looked like it might have just swerved out to the left-hand side, but no mistake. Diego Kavanagh picks up his first goal of the game, and by doing so, like I said, makes it 2 goals apiece here in chukka number 3. Still plenty of time, but this is kind of a little bit symbolic to how the first 2 chukkas have been. Not exactly plain sailing for both of these teams. Like I say, a lot of respect and a lot of high-level concentration being displayed here from both teams. Now, on the break, Adolfo Cambiasso, again, trying to control that ball. You've got to give it to Tamera, Dale. They are doing a very good job here in taking Cambiasso out of the equation early on and as much as they possibly can. And once again, Tamera on the move over on the far side. Hammers a wonderful ball. Now, where's that ball going to go? Did you see that? My goodness. What a great shot there. Segundo Saravi hammers one. A good 160 yards, I would say, out. And puts Tamera in the lead by 3 goals to 2.
Yeah, welcome to Palm Beach, Saravi. We were talking about this kid. We hadn't seen him play, but at 5 goals, man, coming alive here. And look at this. Tamera coming alive. Perfect timing, 3rd chukker action. First 2 chukkers, it felt like everybody again was still feeling each other out. But now the boys in the white jerseys making the offensive attack and trying to clear them out here as they come together. It's going to be Adolfo.
Cambiasso once again on the move. And once he gets a little bit heated under the collar, things will no doubt get a little bit quicker out on the field. Now he sends a return to sender kind of pass, and that one also, well, what a great way to answer back. A little round of applause, I think, is very much in order here. Adolfo Cambiasso just hammers more or less from the same spot and makes it 3 goals apiece.
And you know what to say, man, we were talking about David Sterling yesterday. Same thing, Adolfo Cambiasso, David and Adolfo playing with Peroto and Juanmar Nero for the La Dauphina Saudi team to win the 129th Argentine Open. And it just showing you the power right there when Adolfo needs to get a goal, to get it tied up, to put the pressure on, just takes it from the bowl in and take control. And now here comes Diego
Kavanagh. Now I think we've got all the ingredients for what promises to be a very, very exciting semi-final here. Remember, this is still only the 3rd chukka, so a whole half, 3 more chukkas to come right after this, but we still have a good 4.5 minutes left to play. Once again, the boys in white, in possession, and a whistle at 4:26.
So we're going to get a delay of game here, Yan. We haven't seen many delays of a game. And remember, when the game gets slowed and you go to turn the ball, you can turn that ball, but you got to have the one tap and then move on with it. Especially when you turn it to the left, you can't touch it 2 or 3 times. Also, speed of the game comes into play right here. So our first delay of game of the day. Been a very open, flowing game. Not many fouls, Yan, and definitely a low-scoring game for these 2 teams. They're going to have to rev it up a little bit because Scone, they put a lot of goals up yesterday.
They did indeed. So you're absolutely right, Dale. Use it or lose it is the motto here. And that's another perfect pass up through the centre here. Now then, it's going to bounce on the half volley. Try to put that one through. Kavanagh immediately on the ball will take back control. Sends it out to his left-hand side. Little chip cut shot here. Kavanagh once again. I beg your pardon. That, of course, is Segundo. Coming down the line. And that's, trying to just lean out as far as he could, Alejandro Poma. And this is an open invitation now for the number 3, Lucas Criado Jr. And that's, of course, no mistake. And ladies and gentlemen, don't be shy. By all means, put your hands together here for Lucas Criado Jr. picking up his 2nd goal of the match.
Yeah, man, doing like he should, like his daddy, looking like his daddy there, Eric Frank. I'm digging Lucas today, raising his level, taking penalty shots and scoring from the field. Now, the Sterling Cup was resurrected 7 years ago. After a 22-year absence, it was brought back by Grand Champions President Melissa Ganzi and hoping to recultivating polo's glory days, and that's what it's done because it brings back so many memories, Jan. We talked about this.
Without a doubt, she's done exactly that, yes.
Amazing. It was the second tournament in the 22-goal season at the old Palm Beach Polo, which also brings back all the glory days, and I know there's a lot of people up here standing around us that remember those glory days back in the day. We're looking up at Bill Ilva Soccer every day. He was the brainchild behind it. You know, it actually was after it played in the January Challenge Cup, and then that was last played in 1995. It was considered the 22-goal championship and attracted as many as 18 teams, Jan. You believe it's 18 teams?
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
And, man, I mean, we had the Savina BGK that played Pegasus, as we were talking about Benjamin Araya and Alrada and his son, or brother who's working with us now, Pepe, C.S. Brooks, Grants Farm Manor, Revlon, Calumet, Pony Express, Isla Carol, White Birch, Catamount, Diablo's Blue. It goes on and on and on.
No, she's done great, but Melissa, of course, a pioneer on so many things in what she does. Also, when the way she's supporting the kids, the PTF, what she does, and the ladies polo. So great once again to be back here in Wellington and be part of this Sterling Cup. Now back where I think it's found a very good home, which is Grand Champions Polo Club. Players having had a quick courtesy change, 4-3. Valiente in the lead by 1 after that cracky goal that we saw just a few seconds ago from Criado. Here we go then, back to the halfway line they go, and ready to get the remaining 3:15 left to play here in this first half before that half-time break. Now remember to stick around. Dale will be bringing you the stats as they come in, courtesy of our editors, of course, in the CTV studio, who have been doing a fantastic job throughout this tournament and throughout all the tournaments, of course, here at Grand Champions Polo Club, bringing you all the interesting facts and figures and stats of all the games, always at the half-time break and, of course, once again at the end. Here we go, then back to the action. Trying to send that one through and extend that lead. Not quite hitting the ball the way you would have liked, but they are still putting Valiente under pressure. They have now regained possession. Pedrino Zacharias trying to do something with it. Leaves it now for Diego Kavanagh. Kavanagh with a very difficult angle, but look at that pass and the extension. Wow. Now that really is superb. Apollo, you would say, Dale, elegance in motion.
Oh, you got it. Poetry in motion at the highest level right there. That is not an easy goal. Diego Kavanagh with a great feed, and, man, using his team so well, as that's going to go to Zacharias, I believe, put that away. Unbelievable talent. We see him hit the big ball, but this guy's got the stick work, too. And look at this. We got the equalizer with 2 minutes left here in our third chukker.
Now, what's interesting, Dale, if you look at the second chukker, Tamera not scoring one single goal. Valiente only with the one. Now in chukker number 3, they're turning on the heat here, and they've scored 3-2. So, and I believe that goal...
Yeah, it was Segundo. I apologize.
That's all right.
So Segundo's showing it, but both of them just doing a phenomenal job today here for the Tamera team. And look at this. They're going to work it in again, but now it's going to be Zacharias. He's going to get in behind here inside the 40. Now Adolfo's got to go to the defense. Oh, man. Steals it away for 2 people. He's got, can he get there? Look at this. Peque.
Unbelievable. Peque Gonzalez just fishing that ball out of the air, making it drop exactly where he wanted, and quickly they turn around once again. A shot coming in from Kavanagh, looking to feed it up to Pommer. Very unlucky, but power play here from the boys in white. There comes the second attempt on goal, and I think that one's in. Diego Kavanagh makes no mistake and picks up his second here in the third chukker.
Yeah, just bad luck here because Bobby J actually gets a great back shot. He hits it past everybody, but Kavanagh, with an amazing eye-hand coordination, stabs that one out of the air and then takes a slap shot between like 4 horses' legs, and it kind of trickles across the goal line, and this is our first lead of the day.
Back to the centre, just in the nick of time before that first horn will be sounded in a second now. There it is. And they might just get another run here, Dale. Look at that pony go. Slightly top that one. Nobody back home to pick it up. First man to the ball will be Cambiasso. Cambiasso looks like he's going to try and run this one himself. The composure, look at that. That is elegance in pure motion here. the perfect harmony of man and horse. Valiente trying to just do something with the last few seconds, and that will be all they played for at the end of the first half, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a round of applause. 5 goals to 4 indeed for Tamera. 4 goals in that chukka alone on the account of Tamera against Valiente's 2. And I'm going to hand you over now to the man with all the facts and the figures. The halftime stats being brought to you, of course, by the one and only Mr. Dale Schwetz.
Thank you, Jan, as always. And his stats have been so amazingly. Check this out: 5-4, a very close game, a very even game early on. Shots on goal always come into play here. And with a score that's so tight, you figure you see the same amount. Sometimes we don't. But 8-7, so 8 shots by Tamera, 7 by Valiente. Very close. Knock-ins, very close. 2 knock-ins taken by Tamera. So that shows Valiente missing the goal twice. 3 knock-ins taken by Valiente. So Tamera missing the goal 3 times. So still not bad shooting right there. Fouls committed, both teams very even. 4 fouls committed by both teams. And those fouls, they were produced some penalty scores, which were won by each team, and both were 30-yard shots. So a very even-Steven game here in our second semifinal of the 2023 Sterling Cup. Stay with us. We'll be back for our second half here on CTV Sports.
My name is Augustine Malman. I am a chef. I trained with my uncle in Argentina in several restaurants, and now I travel the world creating unique experiences, all cooked with fire. For this event, we came from California. My team and I had some previous events there, and we traveled with my wood oven trailer and all of our grills from Santa Barbara, California. Well, when we got here, we always arrive about a week prior to the event. There's several things that we order from out of town, like the firewood. We make reservations of all of the rental items, kitchen equipment, anything we need prior to our arrival is already reserved. And then once we arrive into town, we'll source out whatever products are on the menu, like fish, red meats, fruit, vegetable, anything that we need specifically for that menu that we chose. We will source it once we get in town. My team is everything. I mean, I always tell them and to my clients, without a good team, you can't execute these kind of dinners. It takes a lot more work than what people see when they show up to the events. It takes, like I said, sometimes weeks to prepare for an event like this because we're traveling from out of town, so we have to source everything we're not familiar with. The new barn is, we're here. This is the first dinner we're doing here, so we're very excited to be here. It's amazing. It's a great place to be, and it has this inner courtyard, which is amazing to do dinners, with a special area back here behind me to do all of our grilling and the fire showcase. So it's great to be here. It's a beautiful place. Very different being up in the mountains, but I feel with Melissa and Mark and all the events we do together, I feel like it's home. We've been cooking for them for about 4 or 5 years now. But as far as showcasing what we want to showcase and being in an incredible place like Aspen Valley Polo Club, that's no difference to Wellington. It's a beautiful place up here. It's going to be a 4-course seated meal. As the first course, we have a halloumi cheese that we sear on our fire plancha with shrimp, pine nut gremolata sauce on top. The second course seated will be a roasted beetroot salad with goat cheese and arugula, lemon zest and olive oil. And then the main course tonight will be a mashed potato, sweet potato puree with skirt steak and chimichurri sauce. My name is Augustine Malman, and we are in Aspen Valley Polo Club, one of the most beautiful places to do an outdoor fire dinner experience.
Okay, welcome back to CTV Sports. Dale Schwetz, Jan Erik Frank.
Well, Dale, very interesting what you were saying about the stats there. Very, very low on the number of fouls, 4 by each team. But that has been reflected also. We've not really had the umpires having to blow or resort to blowing the whistle.
Pretty even across the board. It's that type of game. Very, very even. A lot of them are, sometimes you see a lot of shots on goal and then a lot of knock-ins by a team where they're missing, but pretty simple. I mean, they're only missed. It wasn't, and even on the Bolins, one or two difference. Pretty tight game. Anybody's game at the moment. Last year's winners were Seminole Casino, Coconut Creek, Melissa Ganzi, Gonzalito Pierres, Juan Martin Zubia, and Alejandro Naviza Estrada. They won with a 16-12 win over Casablanca, Pablo Spinacci, Tomacho Pierres, Nacho Naviza Estrada, and Juan Bellini. Zubia was the MVP. So when you see Zubia driving around in a Jeep Renegade, yell MVP at him.
Yeah.
Because he's driving crazy with it. I said, that's what's going to happen, man. You're going to win that truck, and everybody's going to call you MVP the rest of your life,
exactly.
Which isn't a bad thing.
No, and he has also gone up from 8 to 9 goals. From 8 to 9 goals.
Love it. He's got a kid, always got a smile. Is it a permanent smile on that kid's face?
Always a permanent smile on his face, and also just a genuinely very, very nice young man. And he's just to name one of the WPL stars that I'm very much looking forward to seeing when they take the stage here in the Founders Cup, which of course, as you know,
big shout out to his family. I used to play against his dad back in the day. We used to call him the bus man.
Right.
They're a little different styles, two different styles of play. But his old man was amazing, man. So big shout out.
Of course, and then we also got Hero de Carril, who's back as well this year for the WPL. I mean,
yeah, we got the whole group coming to you. We're going to bring it to you live. We have a whole group of them, Jan, and it just goes on and on and on. And I'm looking forward to our 5th year, 16th season here at the Grand Champions Polo Club.
Wow.
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
Glad to have you back here with CTV Sports. We got Steve Lane on the mic also, working as our IRO/third man. Today I'm working as a third man. Steve Lane working as the IRO, instant replay official.
No, thank you.
In the CTV studios, which is
you.
right around the corner.
I know it is. And listen, thank you very much for having me back. It's always a pleasure to be here and to enjoy not only the wonderful setting, the ambiance, of course, but also seeing the world's best players here.
I'm thrilled also to see number 1 out here in the blue jersey, Bob Janavis, good friend of mine, Bobby J. Battled cancer for 2 years, took 2-year hiatus, now back in the saddle, loves the game of polo, done so much for it. Audi and Valiente, 2 most winning teams the last 15 years.
Incredible.
In Palm Beach.
Incredible. And we saw Audi take stage yesterday. There really wasn't much in it. A very, very close game in the first of our 2 semi-finals as we now look at the players slowly but surely coming back out onto the field. And as I say, Scone, who won that game yesterday, will be watching this game very, very closely because the outcome, of course, will tell them who they'll be playing in the final. That is yet to be announced and to be confirmed. Also now, Adolfo Cambiasso coming back out onto the field. I'm sure he won't be phased too much, the fact that they are down by just 1 goal here at the half-time break. So 3 more chukkers coming your way. And on that note, let me remind you that, of course, tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, the opening match of the Founders Cup of the WPL.
Yeah, as we said, we had 4 teams playing this year in our first semi-final, as Jan was just saying. Scone with Cable Magnus, Cody Ellis, they played well. And Proto Cambiasso with Pelon playing with Proto on that open winning team, so they know each other very well. It was actually the first time because that Audi team had father, son, Mark Ganzi and Grant Ganzi, double G in the Cobra, playing with Barto Casanola and Heta Casanola. And it was actually the first time that Proto and Barto and Heta played against each other since the Argentine Open.
And what better place to do it than right here?
And they went at it.
They did.
They went at it, man.
They did. And, of course, they are 2 more names you just mentioned. Well, 4 more names you just mentioned who will all be taking centre stage in the Founders Cup. So make sure you don't miss any of the action. As I say, first game tomorrow, 11 o'clock in its 5th year, its 5th season of the World Polo League. The highest level of polo played anywhere outside of Argentina, and what better place than right here at Grand Champions Polo Club.
Yeah, you got a 26-goal polo at its finest, and I got to tell you, we've been talking about it. We cover everything on the CTV Sports. We actually get a lot of love for this because we get a lot of people coming up to us. We were talking about it today, you, myself, and Steve Lane, during our 12-goal game, our limited edition 12-goal that's going on. We ask everybody to come on out and check out that, which is more like 16-goal polo.
Yep.
The 8-goal turned into the 12-goal. There's you have to readjust everything, Jan. It is amazing to see how many great -1, 0 A-rated players, 1 and 2 goal players we have playing today that are just phenomenal players. They're all on their way up. They're all playing above their handicap.
Well, what does that tell you about the future, Dale? The future's looking very, very bright.
Oh, it's amazing. It's great to see that. You know, we also, if you didn't get to catch the PTF, Polo Training Foundation, we covered the PTF. We will have another broadcast of the PTF this year. Of course, all the junior players. We start out with the advanced group that looks like more like 8-12 go polo sometimes in the PTF, and then we end with the lead line. And I'll tell you what, that is the frosting on the cake when you see these young players that are being led around by their parents.
Oh, bless you.
And, man, they just love it, man. Yeah, and it makes my day. So keep an eye out for the PTF, Polo Training Foundation. But here we go. Second half action. It's going to be Diego.
Kavanaugh on the move here. Now let's see if they can latch on to the performance of that first half. Lot of room to work with here as he takes that ball over the halfway line. That, of course, is Segundo Saravi. Segundo Saravi up to the front door. Here comes the under the neck shot by the number 2, Zacharias, and there wasn't much in it there either. So, but what a clear run that he had, literally coast to coast.
Change of pace. I apologize. I thought that was Diego Kavanaugh, but no, it was actually Segundo. So I like this change, though.
Yeah.
He came out on a flyer there, saw the open gap, and said, let's take advantage of it.
Yeah, surprisingly, Valiente just gave him clear passage, did not really challenge him, and that could have easily ended with another goal against them. Now then, on the move once again, Cambiasso will leave that one behind. A little bit of time to just regroup. There it comes across the field, and this time I think Alejandro Palma will be the first man to the scene. Alejandro, but he knows he's got Cambiasso breathing down his neck. Round the outside comes Zacharias once more. Checks up. Alejandro Palma already convinced he's going to get a ball. And another whistle. The first here in chukka number 4 with 6:12 on the clock.
So you're going to get your second delay of game here. Remember the delay of game when you slow the game to a point that the umpires do not agree with. And remember, any time that you stop on the ball or leave it for a player on your team, they need to hit that ball or run with that ball. Or if they try to tap it or move it around or slow the game, they're going to shut them down here. So second delay of game in the game today. That's going to put Adolfo Cambiasso with an eastern wind behind him in range.
Well, he got that quite deep, but you could hear he did not hit that crisp and well enough.
Well, good 120, but off to the right side. Nice and lace. It was actually a probably perfect 60-yard shot.
That would
We've
have
probably
been
been practicing them all week. You can understand, you know. But that'll go to the knock-in, and we've seen all kinds of different looks today here by the Tamera team, and I'm enjoying the different looks as they bring this ball in. And look, it's going to be Segundo, and now he's going to find Zacharias.
Pedrino on the board straight away, gets into some traffic. Kavanaugh just trying to, knock his way out of that little melee of 4 players right on the boards.
Yeah, pretty simple call right here. You have Zacharias and Kavanaugh on the white team, and then you have Adolfo here and with Lucas. They just come in on a 4-man jam, and one player's trying to clear out, and he clears out 90 degrees, blocking the other player. They're on the boards over here, so you got to move the ball somewhere. Remember, a spot hit does not really help the team that was fouled, so they're going to move this one to center. No reason to move the one. We actually saw a foul in the same vicinity earlier, move to a penalty 4, but that was a breakaway play where they were gone. This one here, everyone's at a standstill. Move it to the center with the 5B.
That'll be taken by Segundo, who's been taking most of these shots. He's been taking most of the knock-ins. Taps that ball into play. Now that is a good 150, if not more, yards down through the centre. Kavanaugh not able to get to it. Now Alejandro Palma trying on the near side to just put it through. Very unlucky there, but again, reading and anticipating the play so well. And as Segundo Saravi tries to take around the outside, another whistle will stop the clock at 5:11.
Also, we get a turning call on the play, and that will come to the center. Now, both teams, remember, nobody used the challenge in the first half, but really no need. There weren't that many fouls yet, and, if you don't need it, why use it? So they're going to go ahead and bring this one to center on the turning call, and now Adolfo will take control for Valiente from the center of the field. Looks like he's going to have a little three-man huddle here with Lucas, Peque. Bob's going to go down and hunt somebody here. This is what Bob does very well. He loves going to the man. He's very safe when he does that. And you're going to watch. He's going to work down here, try to get a hold of somebody, and here comes Adolfo.
Nice long drive through the center, looking for his number 2, looking for Peque Gonzalez. Not quite able to finish that pass, that assisting pass that he got from Cambiasso. And once again, they find themselves on the back foot, but able to just do a bit of housekeeping here and clear up that little mess. Finding a little space here on the right-hand side, coming towards the commentator's booth. And, yeah, you could see there quite clearly from up here, Cambiasso firmly had established himself on that line. Secundo, I'm sure unintentionally, cutting across. Good call here by the two mounted officials.
Yeah, too close for comfort right here. Adolfo's going to read that one perfectly, just put himself in a position. And you might as well go for it here. If he gets out in front a little bit earlier, the problem is it's Adolfo, and he places himself in such a good spot. And they're going to drop it here at the 120 once again. But Adolfo's going to change it up. Instead of hitting deep, he's going to tap one time. Now he goes down the center, looking for Lucas. But turned out now by Segundo.
Yeah, once again, Saravi coming in very, very quickly. There wasn't much in it. The ball just had too much pace on that for the man with the number 3, Criado, to do anything with. Again, very clever play here from Cambiasso. This time, not quite going the way he wanted. Now then, Alejandro Palma, and he's had this situation a few times. Alejandro Palma finally gets, and I think that is worthy of a big round of applause. Alejandro Palma picks up his first goal here in chukka number 4.
Yeah, and this is a huge goal for Tamera because now everybody's scoring goals, mixing it up very well. Diego Cavanaugh is one of these captains. You will find out, and he's the type of captain that makes his team work around him. He wants everybody involved. They kind of set their teams up a little different. You'll have the blue Valiente. They'll work a lot for Adolfo and try to give him some creases, but Cavanaugh will go the opposite way, and he'll get his boys involved more around him and kind of sit back and wait. And when you get Palma pulling the team, I said this in the first half, if he gets pulling the team, he loves to run out in front. He's very dangerous shooting a goal.
Very dangerous indeed, and he's had a few chances a little bit early on in that first half, but this just was a goal in the making, a goal waiting to be scored, and he just hammered that through. So well done, Alejandro Palma. And with that, of course, Dale, he restores that 2-goal cushion once again, 6 goals to 4 now here with 3:40 left to play in the fourth chukka.
Well, another record for you. This is an interesting record because I actually was there, and I'd love to know if anybody here was there. But Adolfo Cambiasso, he had, the father-son combination have won this 3 times. Okay? And in 2018, though, Adolfo, Mia, and Perotto, they played on the same team and made history by winning their first ever high goal tournament together. Wow. So not just that they made the record of winning it with the father-son, but those are their first high goal that they ever won. And what a great run. And they got to give it up to Magula Prida. He did a great job playing with them. He gelled so well with the team, Magula Prida. And Mia Cambiasso was the MVP.
No surprise there.
No surprise, right?
No surprise there at all. But and we saw her play this morning, of course, in the 12 goal. Played a very good performance once again by Mia Cambiasso. So again, Dale, I mean, all the names you can think of, the who's who of the world of polo, polo royalty is in town here in Wellington. So if you can get yourself down here for the WPL or for the Siva Memorial, the Sterling Cup final, of course. Plenty of great polo from all levels. You keep saying from 6 to 26 goal. And we've got plenty of space for you. I'm sure there will be the odd 1 or 2 hotel rooms still available. So if you can, come and join us here. It promises to be a very, very exciting and above all a very competitive 5th WPL Grand Champions Polo Club season here in 2023. Here we go back to the action then. Ball's back in play. Palmer with a nice little backhand. A little bit too steep, a little bit too far there for Kavanagh to pick up on. And now the maestro himself looks over his shoulder. Still Adolfo. Fakes the shot. Avoids the hook there from Secundo. And just playing cat and mouse here with all of the defenders. Now there's the pass out through the front. But the umpires clearly not happy with the way things have gone there, and they've once again resorted to blowing that whistle. And we've got a little over 3 minutes left to play here in the fourth.
Yeah, so you're going to get a penalty two out of this. We're going to get an open goal, and this is what we've seen in this game with some of the penalties. We've had the penalty fives from the center, but both teams have given up these open goals, and this is what hurts you in the game of polo. You need to be careful fouling anywhere, I say these days, around the 100-yard line, because everything from the 100 is going to get moved in. Most of the fouls around center are going to get moved to the 60. But here comes Criado.
Hammers that one, and that is definitely going towards Fort Lauderdale. I know that now. Your wife told me where Fort Lauderdale is.
Yeah.
It's definitely not that way. It's definitely that way.
And what a shot. I love this young kid playing well. I'm so happy to see him play for the first time. Like as I said, very close to his father. He had an amazing season in Argentina and seems to be gelling with Peque very, very well. Big shout out to his father, Mariano, and of course Danielle sitting right down here in front of us. The Maestro, El Capitan, and Cabeza. I talked to Pat the other day, guys. He's doing very, very well, as you know, Mariano. Good to see you guys. And, of course, congratulations on the success of Peque.
So just getting rid of a horseshoe there, which came off. Of course, debris needs to be removed. And one or two players now choosing to possibly get themselves a fresh mount. Bob Janava's going for a little run around just to keep his pony nice and warm.
So you get a little time out here on it? Well, you were talking about the World Polo League, and let's just go through it. Let's get everybody's mouth a little water in here, Jan and Frank, because that's what it's all about. And we are getting ready to go tomorrow.
Absolutely. So let's talk at Game A here. Group, beg your pardon, Team Brookshire with Scott Wood, Pipi Vecellino, Polito Pieris, 10 goals. Hero de Carril, 8 goals. Then we've got, against Game C, we've got Casablanca, Grant Ganzi, Jesse Bray, Bato Castagnola, Tomacho Pieris. Travieso, 26 with Teo Calle, Tincho Merlo, Sapo Cassette, another 10-goaler. Nacho Navijo Estrada, Pampanote Biotricity, 23 goals with Wakas Al Siddiq. Pedro Falabella, Facu Llosa, 7 goals. Magu Leprida.
They were the sleeper team last year.
They were, but they are. But you don't write these guys off, don't you?
Hey, I love saying this name, Travieso, one of the most winning teams at the Grand Champion Polo Cup. Teo, Tincho Merlo, Sapo Cassette, and Nacho Navizo Estrada. We'll come back to most of the rest of the teams here as the day goes on. But look at this, on the move, Zacharias. Backed up. He's going to leave this one inside. Shot on goal. And there you go, the high flag.
Lovely done. Well done indeed. Zacharias picking up goal number 2. And once again, that 2-goal cushion still very much in place here. 7 goals to 5. 2 goals to 1 if we isolate just this fourth chukka over Valiente's 1 goal coming in from Lucas Criado Jr. a little bit earlier on. So a minute and 50 left to play, Dale. And
back and forth, one team gets going here, and I'm waiting to see it get a 3-goal lead. We haven't seen that all day long. Here's an opportunity, and Diego knows it. Kavanaugh, he's going to go ahead and control this one, slow it down. Hey, everybody fight for this one. A bit of a sword fight. Nifty little, what do we say, little cheeky little play right there?
Cheeky little play indeed. On the boards right in front of us here, man, with the number 2, Zacharias. Yeah, and, the umpire... Again, you can probably see it from the centre cam here, able to get the best possible view on that play.
Oh, so this is going to be trouble right here, because with the 2-goal lead, they're going to take this ball from the spot here. They're going to move that one down. And remember what I said earlier, anything around center or between center and 100, it's 150 to the goal line. is going to get moved up. That's the way the game of polo is played these days. So it's a difficult situation when you get in these little melee scrums sometimes. If you make a bad decision, it can hurt your team.
And that's exactly what's happening here. Penalty 4 is the consequence of that, as you rightly said, Dale. So a chance here, and you just prompted it by saying we haven't seen a 3-goal advantage. This could be the first time we actually see.
Doble's going to talk about this one, and he does have a challenge here. So you can challenge the ball placement.
Yeah.
That is a challenge. You could also challenge the foul if he wants to. But I guess he's going to agree with it. He's just trying to figure out why they did prepare himself. And, they all came together in there. Just looked like a big scrum to me, but here you go.
Diego Cavanaugh. He did not, you could hear it, he did not hit that properly. He did not hit that well. They still have maybe a second chance. Ball is still in that danger area, right in front of goal. Cambiasso around the outside, just hovering, waited to pick it up, but they've maintained possession. Oh, very quick out of the wrist there. Cambiasso able to open things up nicely. There's the open backhand once again coming from the number 4 from Saravi. Cambiasso straight away working very hard. A busy afternoon at the office here for Adolfo. Little chip shot out to the right-hand side. Cambiasso now also on the move. Wants it back. There's the call. He gets it back a little bit too deep, a little bit too steep as well. First man to the play or to the ball will be the number 2. Zacharias sends it back. You might have unmistakably heard the sound of that horn. So the last few seconds left here in this fourth chukka. No, it's fine. I heard it. It was hard not to hear. Uh-oh. Cheeky steal, very cheeky steal, literally not waiting for the lights to turn green on that play. And let's see what the umpires make of that. We will find out when we come back. That, of course, brings chukka number 4 to an end. So still that 2-goal cushion in favour of the boys in white. Make sure you join us right here on CTV when we come back for chukka 5 and 6.
There's something about when you get up early, prep the plane, and you take off, and you get that first light of day. And the air is crystal smooth. You can see forever. You have to have the right aircraft for the right flight with the right crew up front. Only NetJets can do this. The flight dissolves into the background. It should just be the here and now.
Welcome back to CTV Sport. Dale Schwetz and Jan Edick Frank. And we are live here at the Valiente Polo Farm. And we are ready to go here for our 5th chukker. And we're going to start out here with an open goal penalty 2 in favor of Valiente, as we had a right-of-way violation at the end of the chukker inside the 30 seconds there. So they bring that one, the open goal, and this kid has been 100%. Lucas Criado Jr. from the penalty line. Here's Lucas.
And he makes it look so easy. Nicely done. Lucas Criado Jr. picking up the first goal right at the top here of chukka number 5. Closing in on that 7-5 lead. Now just 7 goals to 6. Still in favor of the team in white. Tamera.
Yeah, dude, Junior. Yeah, penalty been very strong from the penalty line here. Jan, he has been solid on the 2s and the 3s, and that's what you need. So ice in his veins, wearing their number 3. Looking for possession, though, and look at Tamera's going to win another bowling, and away we go. They're going to bust out of here very quickly, the 3 amigos. And it looks like they're going to rotate around here. And remember, we did have an injury timeout for Ali Poma after that chukker. So Poma with a bit of an injury. We'll keep an eye on number 1.
Meanwhile, Cambiasso trying to pick up a little bit of a mess around the back in his own backyard here. Nicely done. Just playing cat and mouse. Oh, we have a loose ball. Who's going to turn first? Look at how quickly that pony turned. Now then, what will he go for? The under the neck. There's no angle there, so he's going to have to take the scenic route as well. Round the outside he goes. Segundo has a little bit of traffic. Nobody's moving. There is the pass over to Kavanagh. Back to where it goes. Cleverly done. Now then, on the near side, the pickup by Segundo. Turned. Yeah, no speed, no danger. Umpires allowing the advantage on that play. So a lot of pressure coming in here now on Valiente's goal. There's an inside backhand attempt, running into some traffic once again. So a little bit all over the place. Eventually now Valiente can control this. Well, 3 or 4 attempts on a shot on goal, and again they've lost it. There is a little chip shot, sends it back up towards the front door, but not far enough as Pekka Gonzalez tried to get a little bit more space there. Cambiasso coming in very quickly. Well, he had to, because coming down that line was Segundo Saravi. And that's another one. Well, that was kind of in the air if you think about it. So no mistake. And we have, correct me if I'm wrong, Dale, for the first time, a 3-goal advantage. No, a 2-goal advantage.
Yeah, no, they just haven't gotten that 3 goals yet all day long. But here, Savary going to come through and not just get the goal, but as we call it, the Snoop Doggy Dog with what a pick there. He just came out of nowhere. And then I love the ability to keep control of that ball inside the 30-yard line. Now, they've won 3 bowlings in a row here, Tamera, and they're going to need one here, Valiente, and it's going to be Lucas.
Criado Jr. on the halfway line, immediately running into traffic. He knows it's his line, so do the opposition. And straight away, Kavanagh coming in for the challenge. Up against the number 2, Gonzalez. Oh, he did very well to get and find a little gap. Ooh, a deflection. Umpires allowing play to continue. Things picking up quite a nice pace now. Cambiasso just trying to keep things calm and controlled. Still Adolfo Cambiasso. Getting closer and closer, just wants to get into that perfect or ideal position. Look at that pony, turn around, cut that corner, Cambiasso, and now it's just a walk in the park for the 10-goaler. That's what you came for. Adolfo Cambiasso picking up his 3rd of the afternoon.
Yeah, just showing you how to get it done at the highest level. Adolfo Cambiasso picking up the ball around 120-yard line, then he works it in. He keeps the ball in control behind the player in front of him, and then that nice little tap shot that's only about 3 yards beyond the player that's defending him, but the little bay mare scoots around, gets him in a position, and then what an amazing approach shot here by Adolfo Cambiasso, hitting to the far post, go belly in from right to left, get into easy tap. Yeah, and I told you.
Yep. And now, well, you know, when he wants to, he can. 3:24 left to play here in the penultimate fifth chukka. And again, just that one goal in it. 8-7. Tamera just holding on to that lead by that one goal. Let's see if they can get it all the way over the finishing line. Still plenty of time here for things to take a twist either way. And as you said, Dale, it's been no more than 2 goals in it at any given time.
Well, you know, we were talking about the World Polo League, and I left there on the Travieso team. And I'm so glad that Teo is back in the game. But Richard Mill, man, coming in very strong here.
Well, yeah, with Gilberto Sayayo, Gonzalito Pierres 9 goal, Pablo McDonough 10 goal, Alejandro Novillo Estrada coming in off 7. Then Dazos Lafay with Louis Develay, Robbie Bilbao, of course, 6 goal, Fran Elizalde of 9 goals, and of course Nico Pierres also coming off 9 goals. Then if you look at Audi, Mark Ganzi, Hector Castagnola at that time, well, he's been put down here at 10 goals. Nick Roldan at 8, of course, and the man from Canada, Mr. Fred Mannix against Melissa Ganzi, Lucas James at 7, Juan Martin Zubia 9 goals, and of course, we can't forget Juan Martinero, the other 10 goals.
Throw them all in a hat, Jan.
Yep.
Man, they are so, all those teams are just, when you look at them, I mean, I'm going to have to study them. You and I know we're going to have dinner tonight. We're going to study and go through these and try to pick these teams, you know, who could be a favorite, but they're just so balanced this year. You know, I mean, ranging from, the lowest team is 23 gold, but I mean, remember the Pampa Norte Biotricity team last year, 23, they were the sleeper team.
Absolutely, and if I'm not mistaken, Dan, I counted 6 10-goal players. Am I right there?
You got it, brother.
Here we go then. Nice long pass here from Diego Cavana, a little bit short here for Alejandro Poma. Valiente will pick that one up deep in their own half. But Tamera will have the chance and the time to come back and regroup. Here he comes, Segundo Saravi trying to steal it back. Left now for Cambiaso. Adolfo. Behind him now with the number 3. Lucas Criado Jr. Still on the move, Cambiaso. There it comes. They attempted under the next shot, and even he might just on the odd occasion not hit the ball. I mean, I know he's a polo god, but he's also human. Uh-oh. This looks dangerous. This looks very dangerous in front of goal. Well, they managed to just clear it. That was another one of those near moments. That goal was in waiting. On the sideboards they go. 2 minutes on the nose left to play here. You might see that very good through our centre cam vision. Good first touch here from the number 1, Poma. Alejandro cuts it across, gives it to Kavanagh. Deflection coming off Bob Janav's opponent. That's very, very unlucky there for him. Alejandro Poma coming back to try and do something with it. If there just wasn't that 10-goaler by the name of Adolfo Cambiaso. Playing very, very solidly. But I'm sure he will agree it's not been a walk in the park here. Again, a super pass right up to the front door. Here we go, Dale. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Cleared on the line. Incredible.
Unbelievable there. What a pass by Diego Cavanaugh. Segundo was on the move, but then taken off the doorstep. Brilliant play here by Valiente. Just showing you second effort all day long. Stay there all the way. The ball must travel across the line 100%. Remember that. So what a save to keep them alive here as they battle it out in the corner.
And that just got a little bit too messy for the umpires, so they blow with 51.7 seconds to be precise left on the clock.
Okay, so we might have... Yeah, I'm going to check on this, Jan, because Poma might be sat down. He might have sat down here. I just got a message, so I'm going to check on here. The number 1 for the Tamera team might have changed here, so let me check for you.
Okay, well, whilst we wait for Dale to come back with an update on what exactly happened on that play, let's have a look at what the umpires on the field are doing and where they're placing the ball. Well, looks like they're giving it, or they've given it to Tamera. And remember, they are still in the lead by 1, and if they can take that 2-goal lead into the 6th chukka, I'm sure that won't be a bad thing.
Yeah, so we do have Miguel Novilla Estrada is playing.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
And there it is. No mistake, ladies and gentlemen. A little round of applause, I think, is in order here as Tamera latch on.
That is Junior, by the way.
Junior holding on to that 2-goal cushion. 9 goals to 7. Will they have enough time as they come back to the halfway line for another throw-in? I would like to merely say I don't think they will. So that will be it for chukka number 5. So all to play for when we come back in the 6th and final chukka. Tamera in the lead, 9 goals to 7 over Valiente. You don't want to miss the 6th chukka when we come back right here on CTV Sports.
Hi, I'm Tomacho Pérez.
Hello, I'm Nacho Figueras.
Hello, I'm Martín Muñoz.
I'm Gonzalito Pérez.
I'm Alejandro Novilla Estrada.
Hello, I'm Nacho Novilla Estrada. I made goals and here back in Aspen.
The World Polo League, a new breed of polo.
Welcome back. Here we go. Chukka number 6. And Dale, I believe we have a replacement for.
Yeah, we do have a replacement. They actually replaced Ali. Remember, we had an injury time out for Ali Poma before the 5th chukker. So Mickey Novilla Estrada Jr., Miguel's son,
right,
is actually playing for Ali. So we hope that Ali Poma is okay. He went out with a shoulder injury. So keep an eye on this kid. He's a solid player also. But remember, Ali Poma was playing very well. But look at this. Valiente on the move as they're going to take that one out. And what a shot there. And finish.
Yeah, they needed that. They needed that early on here in chukka number 6. And let's just see who that player was. Here he comes right in front of us. Number 3, that will be Lucas Criado Jr. Picking up the first score here in chukka number 6. So 9 goals to 8. Tamera still, but only like by the skin of their teeth, holding on to that 1-goal cushion. Another monster shot from Cambiasso, and this could be the equaliser. Looked so simple. Came out, needed to take it on the near side. He did everything just right. Probably no more than maybe half an inch just missing to get that ball the contact it needed to go over that back line. But again, what a monster shot here by Adolfo Cambiasso. Now the chance for a counter-offensive. Here we go then. Tamera on the move. Nicely taken. And this is Mickey Novijo Estrada Jr. Just sent that one over the sideboards.
Yeah, and this is where I say where it can hurt Tamera a little bit here because Ali Poma was getting warmed up there. Yeah, and Frank, you know how well he was playing. He scored a beautiful goal in the fourth.
Yep.
And then he had to go out of the game. And it's going to take a chucker here for Mickey just get up to speed here. 22-goal polo.
Of course.
And two very strong teams. And nip and tuck with a score 9-8. He entered the game when the energy was very, very high. So this kid, he plays a lot of polo. Of course, coming from a dynasty family, the Estrada family, two of the Estradas playing in the World Polo League this season. And a big shout-out to his father, Miguel. Former Tango player also. Also, the Estradas winning the Triple Crown in Argentine Open in La Guardia.
Yeah.
And so big shout out to all of the brothers. I'm good friends with all the families, and it's great seeing their younger generation growing. And a great opportunity here for Mickey. But we big shout out to Ali Poma. Hopefully he is okay. Very good friend of ours. And here at CTV Sports. He also plays up the Aspen Valley Polo Club, our sister club here at the Grand Champions Polo Club. And it's been a great day here at the Valiente Polo Farm, field number 1. Dolfo.
Cambiasso gets things underway. We're in the sixth and final chukka. 5.5 minutes on the clock. 9-8 for the team in white. And if you have just joined us, let me just quickly tell you there's been a change. Alejandro Poma, that Dale just mentioned, is tending to his injury. We have Mickey Novijo Estrada playing with the number 1 in white. Then at number 2, Pedrino Zacharias at number 2, Diego Cavanaugh at number 3, and of course Segundo Zaravi at number 4. And they have done everything right up until this moment. 5 minutes left on the clock. Valiente in desperate need of that equaliser. Remember, it is semi-finals of the Sterling Cup. Scone, who won yesterday against Audi, already waiting for the outcome and the winner of this game.
So bad luck here for Tamera. Oh, my Lord. This ball's going to get buried. And a buried ball, well, when it's more than half of the ball is out, they'll let the player try to hit it out, but everybody knows that the first player to swing at it usually does not get that ball. He usually knocks it out of the hole, and then the next player gets it. So they call a foul on the play. And they'll set it up here on the 5A. So Adolfo going to work this one in on the rotation with Criado, and here comes Lucas.
On the move, Criado Jr., 6 goals to his name. Can he get the equaliser? 4.5 minutes, so plenty of time, but they need 2 to make it through to the final. As I said, Scone waiting, of course, anxiously for the outcome of this game. Cambiasso making sure all of his boys are now working, all hands on deck, as you might say. Again, a swing and a miss here underneath the pony's neck, the so-called under the neck shot, not quite going the direction he wanted it to go. There it is. Now there's a long ball and a chance possibly. Now he's going to be too far out, but it'll be Diego Cavanaugh. Hammers that ball over the halfway line. Still Cavanaugh. Still Diego Cavanaugh. Nas just needs to get past Janavis. Cuts in on the inside. Janavis needs to be careful not to create a foul here. Well, Cavanaugh was appealing, and I think he might be heard by the mounted official.
Yeah, loving the liver chestnut here of Diego Cavanaugh. Caballo, whoa, que caballo. What a four-legged athlete that Diego Cavanaugh just came out on here to start the 6 chukker. He's going to press the seam here and hit that ball right to that near post. It looked like you had Bob Janavis kind of floated over from right to left. So you're going to get the penalty 2 here when everybody returns from our final courtesy change of the day. You know, the Grand Champions Polo Club, the nation's largest polo club, is celebrating its 16th anniversary. And also the Santa Rita Polo Farm right here. We're actually neighbors. And that's, one of the largest, most unique, 102 acres.
Wow.
Yeah, we were just there all morning long watching 12-Go Polo. This facility is in Wellington. It's got 212 stalls and 9 self-contained barns, 2 tracks, 5 climate-controlled tack rooms, vet room, staff quarters, guest house, you name it, you get it. And 4 polo fields over there. We play on the Aspen Field, the Buenos Aires Field, the Penn Field, and the Santa Rita Field. It is a private facility, but and as is the Valiente Polo Farm, but when the games are going on, it is open to the public. So please join us here and at the Santa Rita Polo Farm.
And we had a very good turnout this morning for those 2 12-goal games, Dale. So indeed, it is an absolute stunning setup. And so much, you can see so much love and passion going into that club. Again, the handwriting, the signature there of the one and only Melissa Ganzi. So they're coming back out onto the field. Let's have a look at the clock. 3:50, Dale.
A little different than our first semi. At this time, Audi was on a run trying to come back, Jan. And right now, this is anybody's match.
Absolutely. Now, it's a question of staying focused, head down, get the job done. Diego Kavanagh will be looking for his 4th goal of this semi-final to not only restore that 2-goal cushion, but also put his team into double figures. Diego Kavanagh makes it 10 goals to 8, his 4th goal of the match. And as you said, Dale, anybody's game, still plenty of time.
Too much time, mucho tiempo, as they say. 3 minutes, 36 seconds. We have seen what we saw yesterday. Heta Casanola scoring 4 goals in 2 minutes. So, and I've seen Adolfo was the first player to ever score 3 goals in less than 2 minutes. So here we go.
And they're on the move once again, keeping the pressure very much on. Now then, a lot of pressure on that man with the number 2, Pepe Gonzalez. Needs to make sure he gets a piece of that. He did. And luckily for him, he's got Cambiasso on his team, who'll just pick that ball up and do a little bit of housekeeping back there in the backyard of Valiente. And it looks like we might see Adolfo try to run this one himself. It's when it was high in the sky, and the umpire's very quickly resorting to playing that whistle. What did you see of that there, Dale?
They're going to come in here, There hasn't been many plays on distance, so distance runs there. You got Kavanaugh moving from left to right. You got Cambiasso coming from behind. There's a judgment call here. Some people might say that Diego had time. I always like to look at this play as if Diego actually makes a play on the ball and takes that ball forward, then it's a clean play. But if he comes in there and misses it, then he crosses over the line so you can catch him at the end. But, space is a big deal in the game of polo.
Yep.
And you could argue that the windows stayed open. It was even. Was it closing? It was so close.
Yeah, it was very close.
It's very close.
Extremely
I'm telling
close.
you, Diego makes that play on the ball, there's no whistle. If he steals that ball. But if you miss it, sometimes you got to get the whistle. Here comes Criado.
And Lucas will not make a mistake, of course, given a chance like that. And that is also very consistent for him. Goal number 6. So 1 goal in it, Dale. 10 goals to 9. 2:40 on the clock. Still anyone's game.
5th goal of the day here for Criado. He's got 3 from the penalty line. And again, every one of his 2s or 3s are actually 60-yard, perfectly 60-yard shots.
Ball's back in play. Round the outside he comes. He got a peek. Yeah, he picked it up nicely. Criado appealing, but the umpire saying, no, it's all good. Once again. Oh, he didn't hit that well, and Diego will hammer that one down now. Let's see if Miki Navijo Estrada will be man of the match. Would be incredible for the youngster who came in for the injured Alejandro Poma. He's done well here in defence, holding on to that ball. And, of course, the clock now is ticking down. 1 minute and 50 left to play. Tamera holding on for life to possession of this ball. Once again, Diego Kavanagh. Little under the neck shot. Yeah, well, he's pushed them back down deep into their own half, Dale, and that's what they need.
Man, the clock goes tick, tick, tick. So this is going to work here with 1:31 on the clock. Bad luck here. Bad luck for the Tamera team that they actually are going to have to pick some debris off the field because they stopped the clock to do that. So that's just bad luck for Tamera. They would have probably gained probably 5 or 6 or maybe 8 more seconds for this because now they can take their turn and play will not start until the ball moves. So this is going to work for Valiente. Time management, Jan, is such a big part of the game of polo. 1 goal difference here, 1:31 on the clock. This is still anybody's match.
And we do need a winner. We do need a winner because this, remember, is the semi-final of the Sterling Cup.
Of course, all debris will be taken off the field on a dead ball play.
Or maybe, just waiting for the umpire to call play. For a moment there, I thought the umpire was actually going to dismount. So some words being spoken there between Cambiasso and one of our 2 mounted officials. Well, this is certainly nail-biting stuff, and this all on the eve of the first game of the WPL. So you are in for one hell of a season this year here at Grand Champions Polo Club. Now I think everybody's ready to get on with the action. Umpire has called play, and it'll be none other than Adolfo Cambiasso himself to get things underway. And this is where, as you said, Dale, this time management is so important. Tamera will be standing relatively deep. Don't want to expose themselves too much and allow or create an opportunity. Well, they managed to contain the ball within their own half. Turned around again nicely here by Secundo Saravi. Sends it back to where it came from. Intercepted. Again, loose ball. Valiente have it. Let's have a look at the clock. A minute left to play on the scoreboard. Over the halfway line they go for the first time. Lucas Criado Jr. Nice long ball in the rotation now. Adolfo at the front, but with him Diego Kavanagh. And you can see Adolfo will not let up. Nicely taken out of that danger zone. We're down to the last, little over 30 seconds to go. Hard bump and a ride off now. Who's going to get to that ball first? They still have it. And there is the first horn. 30 seconds on the clock still to play. 20 seconds on the clock still to play. Tamera still have possession. Cambiasso stops, turns. Now remember, he is a dangerous player on any corner of the field. Just give him half a chance and he will open those shoulders and he will hammer one down. Here it comes from Adolfo Cambiasso. I did say. And that, of course, makes it 10 goals apiece.
What are you doing to me, Jan, man?
Well, I'm sorry. I
did my Stairmaster earlier today. I knew Adolfo would do that. The minute I'm going to give the stats, Adolfo tie it up. Well, here we go. Well, that's why they call him the GOAT.
Yep.
He's not called the GOAT for no reason, dude. Unbelievable play by Adolfo Cambiasso. Was the clock ticking down?
It was. I was looking. But I think, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for both teams is very much in order. Come on, put your hands together here. 10 goals apiece.
What a game. We'll send them off here. We're going to take a little break and get 5 minutes here to get ready for this chukker. But OT, sudden death overtime. Who will make it to the 2023 Sterling Cup final against Scone? We'll be back here on CTV Sports. Stay with us.
I am Nick Weaver. I am the co-founder and COO of Blue Delta Gene Co. I've probably measured over 30,000 butts, 7 feet tall and 7 feet wide. Doesn't matter. It is fun making people happy. When you make a garment that fits, that's one thing. When you make a garment fit and look good, that's another thing. And we are very good at the latter. We have grown our company by taking care of people. We have grown by making jeans that fit. There are some things that will never change. Where it's made, how it's made, and who's making them. Every jean is one of one. But now we can get you measured from anywhere in the world. We have rolled out a virtual tailor system. Blown away with the technology. It's unbelievable how accurate it is. It's a quick, easy, touchless way so we can get the measurements to make you a pair of damn good jeans.
The World Polo League, a new breed of polo.
Welcome back to CTV Sports, and we're getting ready for our first overtime chukker. Sudden death overtime. First goal will win.
Yep, first goal, of course, will win. It is going to be a sudden death golden goal. Winner takes all as the players come back out onto the field. As we just wait for Valiente to also make their way back out. So, during the Winter Polo Season Grand Champions, the nation's largest and most innovative USPA sanctioned polo club, nestled in the heart of the world's winter equestrian capital, i.e. Wellington, is hosting tournaments from 6, 8, 12, 20 and, of course, the 26-goal leagues. The WCT Women's Finals, Women's Weekly League play, and, of course, the 26 League, World Polo League tournaments at both Grand Champions and Santa Rita. Grand Champions tournaments attract a large international field of players from all corners of the world, including, of course, Argentina, India, Mexico, New Zealand, Costa Rica, Canada, Ecuador, Brazil, Switzerland, France, England, Germany, Uruguay, Azerbaijan, I remember when those boys were here, South Africa, Venezuela, Chile, and, of course, England. Season highlights for the 2023 season are, of course, the Sterling Cup, the 50,000 National 12-goal tournament, the Sieber Memorial, the John T. Oxley Memorial, and, of course, the inaugural Richard Riemenschneider Memorial Cup, and not to forget the 100,000 World Cup tournament as well. A unique 0 to 40 goal winner-take-all single elimination tournament and special events including the World Polo League Polo Pride and Sunset Chukkers and Cocktails. So you can see that Grand Champions Polo Club really is a one-stop shop for all your polo needs, for all your polo levels, and of course not to forget to mention the very successful running polo school. I like to always say Grand Champions Polo Club, the birthplace of future champions, where they are born, bred, and of course raised. Juan Bellini, one of our professional players, of course, having won, I think, nearly everything there is to win in his career. Also very much part of the team here at Grand Champions Polo Club, alongside Dale Schwetz. But now let's go back to the action. Balls in play. And let's see if maybe Diego Kavanagh can be the man of the match. He's getting close, very dangerously close in front of that Valiente goal. Managing to just clear it before he got a little bit too heated. But they still have possession. Now the question here, Dale, is who is going to want this more? Scone, of course, I'm sure will have their favourite. But both of these teams here have been fighting exceptionally hard here this afternoon. That ball will just go over the back line. So a little over a minute already played. And we're still waiting for that golden goal to come here in the 7th overtime chukka. Cambiasso getting things underway once more. Nice long lofted ball, and that'll be met by Diego Kavanagh, just short of the halfway line, controlling it very elegantly. Nice little bit of clearing work there. They're being taken care of by his teammates again. Kavanagh out to the right hand side, looking for his number 2, looking for Pedrino Zacharias, slams on the brakes. But only for Adolfo Cambiasso to pick it up once again. Adolfo. Pressure on Valiente here now. Just leaves that one behind, able to correct himself. Still Cambiasso. Kavanagh. Read it well. Near side backhand, a slight deflection. Where's the ball going to end up? This could be the make or break situation here for Valiente, with Lucas Criado Jr. with a straight run to goal. Lucas on the near side. And that is in. So, man of the match getting the overtime golden goal. Lucas Criado Jr. And it all started with the pass coming in from Adolfo Cambiasso, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. What an exciting and a thrilling final phase here with this sudden death overtime 7th chukka golden goal. I'm sure he will be delighted with that, and of course that means that Scone now know who they'll be facing in the Sterling Cup final 2023, and that of course Team Valiente. But I think it's fair to say Tamera did a fantastic job dominating this game throughout. It was right in the 6th and final chukka when Valiente once again turned things around, winning that chukka by 2-1. It ended in a tie. We had to go into a 7th golden goal chukka, and I think, Dale, you're about ready now to give us the end of match stats. Thank you very much, and over to you, Dale.
Hey, thank you, Jan Edik Frank, as always. What a job. Great job, man. Love working with you. What a play right here. It actually started with Criado, who actually made the negative play with going on Kavanagh, and then what a great feed by Peke and a finish. And here we go, and these stats are going to be probably as close as they've ever been. 11-10 on the overtime, 15 shots at goal by both teams, 5 knock-ins for Valiente, 4 for Tamera, 8 bowl-ins won by Valiente, 11 won by Tamera. Fouls committed, 10 by Tamera, 8 by Valiente. And then in penalties scored, 3 by Valiente, 2 by Tamera. It can't get any closer than that. Hence, an overtime win. So, well, guess what? The stage is set. Valiente will be facing off against Scone. That's, I don't know the last time they played against each other, but father playing against son in the finals of the 2023 Sterling Cup. For Jan, Edic, Frank, I'm Dale Schwetz. I speak for everyone at CTV Sports when I say thank you for making us the leaders of polo broadcasting. And always remember, here at CTV Sports, we love the polo.